Hi, and welcome. Today, we would like to share with you some tips around design thinking in procurement. Before we start, I would like to start introducing you my partner in crime, Professor Hervé Legendre from the EIPM, one of the leading schools of purchasing management. And I would like to define Hervé as a key explorer of the future of procurement.
Thanks a lot, Dolores. So next to me, right under, there is Dolores. She's part of the Denali family, passionate about building strong, impactful relationship with customers to create co-solutions.
Thank you. So let's start with describing why are we sharing this topic with you today. First of all, I think we're both passionate about it. My first experience started a few years back when I had a training on design thinking, and I realized how a world of possibilities was open for me to apply this design thinking very broadly to improve the business relationships and also to use design thinking to facilitate the introduction of innovation. And Hervé, how about you? How did you come across design thinking?
Well, very often I find that people who are working in the field of procurement, they just operate their process as we would do in a factory, very systematic, repetitive type of process. And being a professor of innovation, I will always be thinking that we need to get some inspiration from some of the innovation way of running process, and design thinking is absolutely perfect to get inspirations about this.
Great. So let's get started. Let's look at our first tip, and this is connect with empathy. So here really the key words connect and empathy are at the basis of design thinking. It's about connecting. It's about using empathy to build those meaningful relationships. It's about putting your interlocutor at the very center so that you can dedicate your time and your attention fully to them without jumping to conclusions, by active listening and really try to understand their basic needs and their drivers. So the why around their needs. So use empathy to build meaningful relationships and emphasize client centricity. Let's move to the second tip. Hervé, would you like to pick this up for us, please?
Of course. So the second tip is going to be about pain points and the ability to look for pain points when we have conversations. Very often, what I see is people in procurement who kind of, waiting for the requirements to arrive on their table so they can challenge them. But if we want to bring innovation, we need to go on the other side. We need to be able to engage with these people, the users, the stakeholders, and not just look for the needs, but look for the pain point. What do they fear? What are they afraid of? What they don't like to see happening whenever they use this or that and whenever they get access to a product from a supplier. It's really important because only by getting access to pain point, we'll be able to spot real opportunities for innovation and bring innovative solutions for tomorrow.
Fantastic. Thank you, Hervé. So over on the third tip, fail fast with prototypes. There's a lot of emphasis that is always being put on failing. And failing is nothing negative. Failing is a strength. We fail and we learn. And in fact, what is this concept is that you use prototypes, so MVPs, to validate and test the perception of your end user. Prototypes are not made to last, but are made to learn. Use prototypes to really go through the iteration process and try to get to the next level of how your solution will be able to meet the needs of your end user. Over to you, Hervé, for tip number 4.
Number 4. Well, number 4, you've just used the word, Dolores. This is iteration. Iterate to innovate. Very often we tend to organize, the procurement process as a sort of a marathon between the time we get the needs and then we get the final, quotes from the supplier. But if we really want to innovate, then we need to iterate. What does it mean? We need to go through a number of loops, being able to identify solutions and refine solutions and get to quantified solutions little by little. It's like a gardener. You don't start by putting a seed in the ground and then getting a beautiful flower out of one seed. You are going to spread a number of seeds, select a few of them, and at the end, you can offer the best flower to your end user. That's exactly about iterating, making sure we look at multiple options through multiple loops and get to a beautiful final solution.
That's a wonderful way to conclude that. So, Hervé, if we had to deliver a final message to our audience for today's tips, what would we say?
I think we need to dare. We need to dare much more. I'm hearing a lot of people who are complaining that the processes for procurement are too rigid, they don't allow for things. We need to take ownership back. We need to change things. If we look deep into what we do, there are options to bring some of the innovation principle, some of the design thinking practice, some of the agile methodology, and so on, and to change the way we work so we can fit with certain context, with certain requirements, with certain pace of change in order to make things happen. So take back control.
Thank you. So I would wrap it up to say, let's use design thinking to place our client at the center, try to deep dive in their user experience, getting to understand the why behind their needs, and come up with the best possible solutions to satisfy the needs. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hervé. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you. It was wonderful to be with you today. Bye-bye.